Okay, my friends, good day to everyone one more time. My name is Bob Resort, and welcome to my channel. And I'm happy to see you watching my videos. And my friends, before starting my videos about reading, let me remind you of not forgetting to subscribe my channel and waiting for more. Okay, my friends, today my main task is to explain the multiple choice or multiple options and the questions, and also the choosing the 4 out of the 6 or 7 given statements. And some students may still find it very difficult to do this kind of exercise, my friends, but I'm going to teach you some techniques to do this one. And first, as a rule, let me ask you to look at this exercise, which is about the plant life in the Taklamakan Desert. And as in throughout the previous lessons and this lesson, my friends, and I'm going to tell you one important thing, that plant life in the Taklamakan Desert, it is kind of topic that can be very difficult, hard and tough for some students. But my advice, my recommendation, that if you have no clear information about this one, do not worry, okay? And it's okay, 100% okay, okay, purely okay. That means you're in the right position even if you don't understand the topic, because the title is not the most basic, let's say, information giver, okay? And let's start with this one, the words. As you can see here, the words on the left side is usual. As always, we are going to make these words in the left with the definition in the right side. Okay, I'm going to start with this one. Accumulate, that means what increase over time. For example, in order to accumulate my capital, my money, and I have deposit, or let's say I have invested that amount of money into the business. Accumulate, this is, and gradually increase over time, okay? Accumulate, and it's also, you can use the accumulate knowledge, okay? And adapt, that means you change the position or the behavior or the atmosphere of your mind to fit the situation or environment. It's called what adapt. And determine is very easy. It is a decide, make decision, okay? And you can easily make this one as you look up these words. Decide here is given the definition. And dilute is also very necessary and very useful and word for you. Dilute, that means make something less weaker by adding some water, okay? And if there in the, let's say if the tea is very sugary, that means you add some water to make it less sugary. This is called what, dilute. And diverse is different. And diverse, varied and of many kinds. Here, diverse. And evaporation is from water to gas, that means becoming gas. Where is this here? And loss of water into the air, or okay? And extreme, that means very difficult, or let's say sudden and destructive. And strong, it is J. And the fringe, that means it can, the edge of something. For example, you can you see this one, my cap, and here you can see the edge. This is called the fringe too. And mechanism, and everything has got mechanism, right? The mechanism in this passage, you can find the synonym, and you can find the synonym of mechanism as behavior. This one to do with difficult situations, mechanism. And minimize, that means to reduce to the least possible amount. Here it is given, very easy one. And minimize, lessen, reduce, okay, decline. And moisture, that means about the wetness and watery, okay, wetness and water. Here it's given. And occupy, that means to be in the position, occupy, and to exist in one place. Here it is D is given. occupy. And prolific, if somebody is prolific or somebody is something is prolific, that means it produces a lot of amount of something. It is what, which one is producing. Let me underline this one. Highlight. Where is the highlight option? Highlight it. And the resilient, that means if you are resilient or something is resilient, that means you are able to endure in difficult or extreme conditions. It is L. Let me underline this one or highlight. I like this highlight method. Do you know why? Because you can see here the color yellow. One of my favorite colors is yellow. And next one is resounding sparse. That means very and that's way and less or little in number or small in number here. Highlight. And next one is stressor. You know the word stress, very easy. And nervous, right? Depressed. Stress, that means that kind of thing that gives you stress. Okay, and that means it can be a problem and problematic. Problematic asymmetry. This one is. Alright. And swing, that means something change. You know the children that play kind of mechanism in the playground. It's also called what, swing. They enjoy swinging from side to side or from backward to forward. Swing. It's right. That means develop or and grow gradually or improve gradually, right? And grow well. This one. And next one is transitional. You know, trans, the word very, and I think you are familiar with the word trans and transition on the transitional. Transitional, that means changing from one position to position, one thing into another thing within the very short amount of time. And violent, that means very severe and difficult. Here it is violent. What about transitional? Another, here is no, this one is to change from one type to another one. It's also what, transition. Okay, I'm done with this one, my friends. So now let's look at this reading. And as always, I'm going to mention one more important information that is very helpful for you. And what is it? And my friends, I have always told you that not to look at the passage itself, and you have to look at the questions first from 1 to 3, and the rest of the questions are from 4 to 7. First, let's start with this one, the multiple choice questions. How to do with this one? Very easy. First, look at the question of this first question, and most of the Tectonic Desert is covered with tamarisk, spiny plants, and sand dunes, and diverse plant life. And here you have to underline the keywords. As you can see, my friends, I underlined 3 words. They are most often Tectonic Desert and covered, right? And from where should I start looking for these words? And this is very easy. You have to start from the very beginning, from here. And before you look at the reading passage, my friends, you have to translate this statement into your own understanding. You have to know the meaning of the statement. Most of the Tectonic Desert is covered with that. Most of that means more than 70% or 80%. Or 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10, that we can call this most of the Tectonic Desert. There is no kind of synonym, right? And it is kind of that term that you cannot find a synonym in the passage. Okay, cover On the other hand, you can easily you have to find a synonym of this cover. For example, fill with, right, and a bounce, for example, and what else? Overcome, outnumber, and others. And can I start looking for these keywords? Thanks a lot. And let's start from here. The technical desert seconds in Southern. Desert occupies some for rainfall, daily temperature swings of up to 20%, 86 Fahrenheit, and the violence and central is one of the most extreme environment on Earth. And 85% of Taklamakan Desert consists of sand dunes. Highlight meters tall. Highlight free of vegetation. Highlight. Okay, and my friends, let me stop here because I have already found out all the keywords. For example, Taklamakan Desert given here, and also 85%. And the sand dunes. As you can see here, these words are giving the questions too. And that means let me choose a correct answer. Tamarisk, no Spanish plants, and the sand dunes. The answer is sand dunes. And next question is plants in the Taklamakan Desert. Plants. Highlight. Taklamakan Desert. Highlight. And look at these answers. Grow only in the areas about 250 meters high, thrive in extreme conditions, are not very hardy, and are mostly tall trees. And another skill you need to have, my friends, you have to start looking from where you started on the previous the question. For example, we started from the beginning and we stopped here. The orology free of vegetation. And now I'm going to continue reading from Ielts. All this on the desert fringe. And my friends, I know this word, but I don't recommend you to look up these words in the dictionary if you are in the examination, because it's okay if you don't know the word. Don't worry, do not panic, okay? Continue reading until you encounter the keywords they give in the questions. And here you can see the word desert fringe support diverse plant forms that not only have adapted to harsh conditions but actually thrive there. This is the place that we need, and it is 100% thrive in extreme conditions. Okay, unlike this one. And also, as you can see here in the passage, I highlighted the place where I have found the answer to make sure that I'm not going to start from the place that I finish it or that I have already done. Next question is environmental stressor in Taklamakan Desert include. That means, my friends, here another multiple choice question. Environmental stressor. You know the meaning of the stressor, and we have looked through it. It is what the problem. Okay. And if you worry about my the quality of my voice, my friend, do not worry. Hopefully in the near future I am going to correct these kind of small mistakes, and I'm trying to take everything into my own consideration. And let's come back to our main topic. Environmental stressors in the Taklamakan Desert include as far as sunlight, lack of salt in the soil, and extreme temperatures, periods of heavy rainfall. Okay, and again, what can I do? What should I do? I should start reading from where I stopped. I stopped here, right? Successful desert plains are resilient to scorching summer. You know, scorching summer, scorching that means boiling, very hot, and the frigid winters and dry, high salt conditions. And if you continue reading, you can see here the word environmental stressor consists of drawing in as much water as possible while minimizing moisture. These three technical plains, Populus, Europe, and what Europe, Euphratica, and Tamarix, Romosissima, and you can see I have got some difficulties right in reading these words because I have never come across these words, and I don't need to know these words meaning too either. So they have got the survival strategies, but I have already found the necessary and the keyword from here. Successful desert plains are resilient. Resilient, that means they can endure the extreme conditions such as scorching summer and frigid winter and droughts and the high soil condition. The plains principal defense, the main defense against this environmental stresses. What are these environmental stressors? And these environmental stressors are scorching summer, freezing winters, and drought and high soil conditions. And let's look at this. Answer is sparse sunlight, no. Lack of salt in the soil, no. And here extreme temperatures. And extreme temperatures are scorching summer and frigid winter. That means scorching summer is very hot summer and boiling summer, right? What about the frigid winter? The winter is very freezing, right? Very harsh condition in winter you can observe. And that's all in this first exercise in the first section of questions from 1 to 3, my friends. Let's move on next part. And now you can see questions 4 to 7, and you have to read these statements before you start reading the questions. Which of the following mechanisms used by plants to survive in the desert environment are mentioned in the passage, and choose 4 answers from the list below. And our task is you have to choose 4. Let's say statements out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 given statements. That means your job is a bit more difficult than the previous one. Why? Because the previous one, there's only one statement given, and you can easily underline the key words. But and if you talk about this one, is we have got a lot of tasks that we should do. From where should we start, my friends? And I'm going to continue and explain this part of the reading with my next videos. For now, it's enough, my friends. Don't forget to subscribe my channel. Goodbye.